I made a horror game that no one knows about, so I'm showing it to you today to reduce the chances that the game will end up in a trash of games that no one plays.
But what about your RPG game? Shouldn't you finish one game first and then move on to the next?
Nope. I actually started making this game a few months before my RPG game and somehow I didn't finish it. But I created demo for this game and also Steam page, so you can play the demo right now and leave a wishlist if you want. And now let's talk more about this game. I was inspired by Devour, Demonologist and Phasmophobia when I was creating this game. I like tension in these games and ghosts that hunt the players, but there is one small difference between these games and my game. My game is single player, because I'm really stupid and I don't know how to make multiplayer games. But single player horror games are also fun to play, which is why I decided to create one. In Banisher your task will be to choose map you want to go to. When the full game is released, there will be 3 maps to choose from. A simply house with 2 floors, underground cave and abandoned hospital. If game has more than 10 active players, I will add more maps in the future. After you choose map, you will need to complete several tasks in order to begin performing a ritual and destroy the demon that has possessed the location. Tasks are different for each map and basically entire gameplay is different for each map. Basically I can say that I'm creating 3 different games for the price of one. But dark atmosphere isn't everything that people are afraid of. That's why I'm adding unexpected jump scares. These jump scares will be triggered randomly at certain positions in the house, but be careful. Triggers for the jump scares will activate randomly at different time intervals. So not every jump scare will activate during the game, which will create effect that jump scare will activate when the player least expects it. So yes, that's exactly where I was inspired by the game Demonologist. There will be several hidden objects in a house that you will need to either destroy or use against the demon. But of course that would be too easy, and that's why all the rooms in the house are locked and you need to find a key for each room to unlock the room. The goal of the game is to complete 3 tasks that player receives randomly each game and complete the exorcism. For each completed task, player receives money, with which he can unlock other maps.
But isn't this also in Demonologist?
I was just inspired. Originality has never been my strong suit, so hey, why would I reinvent the wheel when someone else has already done it? But let's move on, because the house itself with few jump scares isn't scary enough. I will add the monster that will chase the player. The monster will spawn on a random floor in the house at any time. The lower the player's sanity is, the higher chance that the monster will spawn. Player must hide in a place where the monster cannot see them or in a closet. After a minute, the monster will disappear and player can continue hunting. If monster catches the player, game ends. After a few hours of programming, we have a monster that works as we expected and great AAA jump scares when it grabs the player. You don't have to applaud, I know it was amazing. Now that we have a working monster, we need to know how to win the game. Once the player has completed all 3 tasks, player must find a ritual skull and bracelet and place them on an altar in the basement. When the player does so, an orb will appear in the house, levitating randomly around the house. Player will ring the bell by clicking the button, attracting the orb to themselves and must lure it to the altar. Each ringing reduces the health by 5 points, so at this stage of the game it's very likely that demon will appear. When the player manages to get the orb to the altar, cutscene will start and final screen will be displayed, with the statistics on how much money player earned and how long the game took. Average length of the one round of the first map is 15 minutes. Each round, however, the player will receive different tasks, meaning they can play the same map multiple times, and gameplay will always be different, which creates replayability. As I said, there will be 3 maps in the game so far, and these maps will have completely different gameplay. I'm actively working on the maps, and if you want to see more news from this game, subscribe and don't forget to wishlist on Steam. This will greatly support me as a small indie creator. Thank you for your support and see you in the next video.